Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We are here with StarSeries. It is Season 7, Day 11, and this is Game 4 of 5. And we're seeing Power Rangers take on NEXT.kz. That is our matchup for today. Of course, I am not by myself. We have a 3-man team here for you, at your service. The person that you will not see, will not hear, but you'll see what he does inside the game. He'll provide you with all the stats. It is Nahaz who will be here providing you with those in-game statistics about the teams, about the players, and of course about the game. We are also here with Kanaz, who is my co-caster. That one that you will hear. Kanaz, welcome back.
Good to be back.
So Power Rangers versus NEXT.kz. We've seen Power Rangers either do incredibly well or kind of falling behind. What are you expecting from this match?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how hit and miss Power Rangers have really been lately. When they look good, they've looked really good. I've been pretty impressed by them, but then there are those games where they look bad, and it's almost embarrassing to have ever thought that Power Rangers were good. So we'll see exactly what they're going to go with this game. Hopefully the ping isn't an issue. They were still discussing it. So it's possible that we may end up having a remake after the draft. They're just going to finish that, try it out, see if it's a little too laggy, because they don't want a repeat of, that was like Friday? When was?
Yeah, I think last week Wednesday. We were casting that, right?
Wednesday? I think that was you and Vikramad for that game. Because I remember watching that game, not being in it. So yeah, it was definitely not a good game. Hopefully they don't have that problem again. But we're still going. At the very least, we will get to see the draft, and we'll see if we get some sort of interesting heroes out of it, because these teams, Power Rangers, have been picking some somewhat unusual heroes some of the games.
Yeah, they, like, oh yeah, I remember, because last week we said Power Rangers, and that one game was the exception to the rule, but Power Rangers is a team that no matter who they face, no matter if they're completely outclassed or gonna stomp their opponent, they're always a team to make it interesting to watch them. Normally, anyway, if they don't lag, which I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, because that's going to be a pretty big disappointment. Because I always love watching Power Rangers. They are active, they're making things happen, and also NEXT.kz has done really well lately in their games. Of course, Ahead Gaming now, because they won a sponsorship by Ahead Gaming, and I'm really curious to see what these two teams can do to each other. We already have got some bans going on, of course. IO and Barrider, no surprise there. We've got the OD band out as well as the Darkseer, leaving for the Visage to be the first pickup for NEXT.kz. So that will be their first one, with Power Rangers going for the Naga Siren. So that's going to be theirs. Pretty standard. I mean, both supports just very favorable for all kinds of teams right now, and they don't really give too much away just yet. Power Rangers managed to get themselves the Weaver there as well. I kind of like the switch, like this weekend and maybe also Friday. We've seen so many people first pick or first ban Abaddon the whole time, or Abaddon, sorry. Like the whole time, Abaddon was one of the favorites, and then Timbersaw. And Abaddon kind of no longer that favorable anymore, even though right now I wouldn't be surprised to see him up on Power Rangers, because he combines up great with that Weaver.
Yeah, Abaddon's kind of, I think, hit and miss with some teams. There are teams that really, really like playing him, and there are teams that are still not sure how they want to run him, exactly what they want to do with him. And so I haven't been picking him up so much as of yet. He's a very good defensive support, and you can even sort of use him aggressively with the shield from time to time. But he is a melee, he's slow, he doesn't have a disable. His slow that he can provide is only really if he gets in melee range, and that's very difficult to do when you're a support hero, because you have to just kind of charge at them and hope that you can continue hitting them with your auto attacks if you want to slow them down. So teams probably just aren't very comfortable yet, and that's why we're not always seeing a ton of Abaddon as of right now. But the teams who do like him, they'll pick him up first pick every game if you let them.
Yeah, if they know how to use it, then that's a pretty scary thing to be going up against. Looks like NEXT.kz is not going to be trying to use that one though, because they picked themselves another support combination, the Nyx Assassin and the Visage. We've seen this combination time and time again. I think it's pretty standard what they want to go for here. And of course, this combination, we've seen it on safe lanes, we've seen it on aggressive trial lanes. It doesn't really give anything away for NEXT.kz right now, and it's solid regardless of where they want to put it. As we have got Power Rangers, of course, they still need one of their supports. You would assume either support or jungle hero, of course. And therefore, NEXT.kz has a fairly easy time in banning some heroes out that they know Power Ranger would like. So it's the Rubik that gets removed first. Rubik, Naga, Siren have a pretty neat Well, synergy, of course. Telekinesis into Riptide and all that stuff. You only have to pick up one of the disables at the start. And therefore, well, NEXT.kz, just easy time banning out some of the supports. Might see also Keeper of the Light removed, as, well, Nyx Assassin, I guess, is already a counter to that, so they don't really need to. But Power Ranger removing a Troll Warlord, and there still is the Abaddon removed.
Yeah, they eventually take it out. It's certainly a hero they could have run, and as a result, they're just going to remove it from the pool, not create the space for them Power Rangers to pick it up and potentially have that support duo. I don't know how strong it necessarily is. You have 2 melee supports then. That's somewhat difficult. It's really hard to harass in lane, and you can end up kind of in a weird, awkward position as a result of that. But it does allow Weaver to be very, very aggressive with that shield. So it could have been good, even if it's sort of the double melee support.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend removed from the pool now as well. That might indicate that we're gonna see, well, actually, I was gonna say OD, but he's already banned out. Interesting what the Shadow Fiend banned, because normally you don't see the Shadow Fiend getting banned, and maybe Power Ranger just really don't like to face that one. They're taking their time though to think about their next pickup. Of course, we don't really have any mid heroes picked up just yet. Power Ranger also not giving anything away with their draft, and therefore the first one to throw a stone basically in this second picking phase, and the first one to maybe give a bit more of a hint about what they actually want to do with their lineup. Is that Weaver going to be an off lane or a safe lane Weaver? Is he going to be an aggressive trial lane? Is it going to be a safe trial lane? Or are they going to put someone in the jungle and therefore a safe dual lane? It is a Doom, however, and that's going to be giving them another core. We've seen Dooms on off lanes lately for Power Rangers, I believe, so I'm hoping that's going to be the case, because I like seeing off lane Dooms. They're actually doing quite nice, especially if they're up against safe lanes, and maybe they're expecting an aggressive tri lane from NEXT.kz and therefore know that Doom is going to be solo versus solo on their off lane.
I believe they also ran it in the safe lane solo at least once or twice recently, where they were just kind of putting Doom there, and he ended up against like a Nature's Prophet off lane, and that also worked out pretty well. So if you can give Doom even a somewhat favorable matchup, he can sort of get very big very fast and just move around the map with all that move speed and HP regen he gets from the Scorched Earth, and put pressure on pretty early. And if he gets a lot of armor, obviously he's a very scary carry, instead of sort of just farming away and then eventually you win via hitting very hard. And you can kind of say, hey, I have this Doom, I'm going to take your carry out, and then I'm just going to stand in the middle of your team and hit whoever I can. And it usually ends up working out pretty well for the teams who have picked up Doom. That's why we're seeing a lot more of him recently.
Yeah, Clockwork is one that in a 1 versus 1 situation, Clockwork can at least stand up against a Doom. Of course, Doom is a pretty mana-intensive hero, and also, of course, depending on which hero, or which, not hero, but which creep he devours, he kind of wants to use his mana early game at least. Of course, later he wants to have that wolf, as we discussed during a game earlier, 2 games earlier actually. But Clockwork can, of course, with the cogs, burn some mana of Doom, and therefore can be safe against Doom in a 1 versus 1 matchup. But it really depends where they're going to put everybody, and if it's actually going to be a Clockwork versus Doom. I think NEXT.kz, again, with the Clockwork pickup, really not giving anything away just yet. Because we've seen Clockwork mid, we've seen him on the off lane, and we know that he can be on the safe lane as well. So it's still up for grabs. Power Rangers, once again, the one to reply to something that they don't really know yet about what NEXT.kz is actually going to do. So Power Rangers, once again, throwing the first stone.
Yeah, we'll continue to see where they're going to go with the exact draft. Clockwork, I mean, you're right, the pushback on Doom can be brutal because he has such a low mana pool. And there's also the fact that Doom's melee, and he's kind of going to struggle if he gets caught in cogs and just hit by the battery assault from Clockwork, caught out alone. Clockwork can do a lot of damage to him very quickly, and Doom with that low armor is going to be taking a lot of damage just from the right clicks. So we'll see if that's actually going to end up being the 1v1 matchup that they're going to have, and who comes out ahead. I still feel like Doom should have the advantage, just because Scorched Earth is such a powerful ability, and of course the additional gold he's getting from the Devourer can help him get those items faster. But I think Clockwork might actually stand a better chance than maybe the Nature's Prophets that we've seen against him recently.
Yeah, because Nature's Prophet Doom, I think every time that we've seen that one, it did go the way of the Doom in the end. And Clockwork definitely someone that can have an easier time. I think we've seen safe lane solo safe lane Dooms as well, up against solo Nature's Prophets. But wow, if Venoman's a pickup, I like this. of course, works well together with the Naga Siren, because that's already bringing one of the disables, so far the only disable actually, with the ensnare, and that means that your Gale is not going to miss, or should not miss. Let's rephrase it differently. Should not miss. But it still doesn't show where they're going to put things. I'm going to assume for now, I would like to see, that's what I'm going to say. I would like to see
1v1 matchup in the mid lane, just because they do so much physical damage, and Doom has low base armor, and of course the aura from Shadow Fiend that also lowers armor. So maybe that was part of their plan. They were thinking they're going to send that Doom into the mid lane. They took out some of the heroes that would be the best matchups for him. They still have that option available to them, but I do think I favor the safe lane, like you mentioned.
We'll see indeed. Alchemist. Well, again, NEXT.kz, Nyx Assassin, Visage. If there's going to be an aggressive trialing run against them, by the way, both teams only having like 8 and 9 seconds left in bonus time. A lot of time being worked through here. But Alchemist and Visage and Nyx Assassin, if you go aggressive against those three, the turnaround, the turn and burn potential from them is insane. You're gonna be able to charge up a stun while running away, and then you're gonna turn around, you're gonna land your stun, you're gonna land a soul assumption, you have an impale and a spike carapace perhaps as well. And that's just so much disable coming off from NEXT.kz, and so far, as we already said, there's only an ensnare for the Naga Siren. It's pretty scary, so yeah. Safe trial lane, perhaps that's the one that they want to go for after all, especially with the Alchemist pickup. We are having, of course, 2 mid-heroes removed from the pool, the Puck and the Queen of Pain. Storm picked up by the Power Ranger who had the first pick, and now NEXT.kz has to try and pick something up against that. Of course, they will have, or they normally do favor those more sturdy mids, like a Brewmaster or Dragon Knight, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Templar Assassin in this one either.
Yes, certainly Templar Assassin could work pretty decently here. There's a lot of burst potential from Storm Spirit, but the refraction charges are very effective at sort of mitigating that as long as you're using them efficiently. I don't know exactly who they're gonna... Yeah, there it is. Templar Assassin, you called it.
Yay! Templar Assassin.
Reset in a moment. Do not panic.
Do not panic. I don't think it works.
Nope, instant panic.
Instant panic. Well, it happens. I don't know what's up. I think the Twitch ingest servers just kicked me out. Like I said, I switched to UK because Germany didn't work out, but still does the same thing. No issues on Skype, I believe. No issues on the game, so meh. Therefore, I always lay the blame with Twitch. I'll check out with them if that is indeed the case, or if it's me that should be fixing something else. Anyways, we have ourselves a game. It is, of course, StarSeries Season 7, Day 11. There is a go given, as in a go given for remake or go given for the game. We don't know that just yet. Of course, there might be a remake.
Well, they just said go stock, so...
One lagged. I think we can say one lagged. We can check out the pings. I mean, while we're here, why not, right? We see the pings. We have to type it a couple of times. The pings are... Well, we see the Chinese caster having a lot of ping, that's for sure. Ahead has got 190, 200, 200, 200. They're sitting at 200. That's not that ideal at all. That's a bit of a shame. Power Rangers. Well, they're going to try for now. Might be hurting them, especially if they want to try to go for an aggressive trial, but we'll see. So far, of course, it will be Power Rangers on the Dire side, NEXT.kz or Ahead Gaming on the Radiant side. Let's see who's playing what. We're going to check out Power Rangers first, because then we can follow their movement as they move towards the Radiant area. We have got Fnishka playing the Venomancer. It will be J4 supporting on the Naga Siren, so that's the support duo that you can see from Power Rangers. Moon will take on the Weaver, fine style cut. We have got ZXT playing the Storm Spirit, and that will leave Cheshire Cat playing the Doom, who normally plays the offlane. So we might have an offlane Doom here with or without supports. We don't know just yet. We might even have 2 dual lanes and a solo lane, as we have seen that more often lately as well. But we'll find out. I'll leave NEXT.kz for you to introduce.
NEXT.kz, we're going to have on the Radiant side Mantis playing the Farming Alchemist in that safe lane. He's going to be supported by the stand-in, Equal, and Reeves. Equal on the Visage and Reeves on the Nyx Assassin. Mid lane, that's going to be Wadafaka on the Templar Assassin. And finally, their off lane will be handled by Stylecat, and he is playing the Clockwork.
Yep. Of course, for people wondering, Reeves is actually not Dota Cinema Reeves. You write that differently. Don't worry. It's not the Dota Cinema Reeves. Well, don't worry, or at least do not be confused. There's actually an A in the name of the Dota Cinema Reeves. In case people... Because I saw some people talking about it, so hereby... You know, no more confusion. You know what's up. We have an aggressive trial, of course, for Power Rangers then. It's not going to be with the Doom. It's going to be with the Weaver. Doom is rotated top and will be up against the Clockwork as expected then. So Clockwork versus Doom should be a decent lane for the Clockwork. But as I said, I mean, Doom won't be shut down that much for it because of his steady amount of farm that he has incoming from his Devour. And just overall, can't really stop him from farming and can't really kill him off either with a Scorch Earth. And well, overall percentages coming out here from the heroes from Ahead Gaming in terms of how successful they've been with it. What do you think about this aggressive tri lane, by the way?
I think it's definitely an interesting tri lane. Venomancer's not a hero we see a ton of anymore, and that's kind of for good reason. He's not really as strong as he once was. The increased mana cost on Venomous Gale, in particular, hurt him quite a bit. We'll see if it ends up working out well for them, but I'm not sure they're actually going to be able to get the kills that they really want to, and this tri-lane coming out from NEXT.kz is pretty scary. Like you said, they have a lot of turn and burn. They can just sort of survive that initial onslaught and turn around and deal a ton of magic damage very quickly.
Yeah, especially if they're standing in the Acid Spray Mantis, because he's up against this aggressive tri lane. Went for Acid Spray, non-stable concoction is basically mandatory. I mean, you can't really hope to farm as freely as you normally would and therefore pick up your Creepful Screed. So this is already saying Mantis, he is ready for a fight should it come out. And already dropping the Acid Spray, of course, might make NEXT.kz maybe a bit more careful. And as Finishka tries to find out where the sentry actually is, so he now realizes it's around here. He gets attacked by it, picks up an Invis rune, but they'll be ready for him. But he is warned by the wolf, so that should keep him safe. Let's see if he's still going to try though. The double stack is still going to be there. In the meantime, we have got ZXC 11 for 2 in the mid lane. And actually the percentages for both teams' heroes. Wait a second, bottom lane engagement, they go up on Reeves. In comes the stun already up, charged up for Mantis. Needs to have a target though. Maybe he can find a target up on the Venomancer. If they can get that one! No, they cannot, not enough range. In comes Moon now also, he comes back knowing that the stun was already used. They look for an ensnare, perhaps Riptide already up on 3. Equal is gonna be the target, Equal still extra strong, in comes an Impale, that's the first blood going the way of Mantis. Now they look for the Venomancer. Reeves might still die, Spike Carapace still there, stuns up Moon, but Moon should be able to get that kill, indeed he does. Another Soul Assumption could come up, but there's not enough mana coming up from Equal, who dodges the Gale, so that's gonna be a 1-for-1 exchange. It's support for support. But the first blood, of course, going the way of the carry of NEXT.kz or Ahead Gaming. It's the Alchemist.
NEXT.kz, yeah, they come out ahead and they're able to get that first blood just first by mere moments. And then that Gale unfortunately missed from the Venomancer. I think they might have been able to go for that kill on Visage for a second kill. And then it becomes a little more questionable who really comes out ahead. The experience advantage for Power Rangers at that point would be pretty big in the tri-lane versus tri-lane situation, but with it being even, it's definitely favoring NEXT.kz, and they're going to continue hanging out down this bottom lane. They still have the advantage of being the defensive tri-lane, of course, so if they can get more pulls off, get the experience lead, it's looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, in the meantime, Moon is still last hitting more than Mantis is. Moon sitting on 12 for 3, while Mantis is sitting on 8 for 1. But as long as those supports are shut down so hard, it's not even that big of a problem as long as you think that Mantis can get himself back up, especially because of kills. I mean, as we already saw, first blood money, definitely not something that's bad. In the meantime, we have Wadafaka. He's sitting mid. He's 23 to 10. Definitely winning up against ZXC Storm Spirit, but they're both level 5 right now. Almost level 6 actually for Wadafaka. And this is actually gonna be scary, because this moment that Storm reaches level 6, perhaps he can make a kill happen here. The same thing goes for the Templar Assassin, who's gonna reach level 6 first, of course, but which one do you think will die first? As we already saw, it's a 4-to-1 like in favor of the Templar Assassin in terms of mid matchups.
Yeah, it's more likely that the Storm Spirit will die first if one of these is to actually die, but I don't think unless there's a gank, either of them are particularly likely to get killed in the near future.
Okay. Well, for now,
Storm Spirit's just so resilient to getting killed once he hits his ult. He's not quite level 6 yet, but he has that haste rune bottled. And, of course, TA can just kind of walk away from most things with the refraction.
Yeah. Yeah, Templar Assassin definitely not in any chance of dying just yet. Maybe until ZXC has indeed got someone to back him up. And, of course, full mana bar with the haste rune perhaps. Might be able to make something happen, but he would need to dive past towers for that. I'm not sure if he really wants to do that. In the meantime, we've got Reeve sitting at level 3, gets ensnared here by J4. In comes an Impale, completely whiffs actually. In comes Mantis as well, already charging up the stun, lands it up on J4, who takes a soul assumption to the face as well, uses stick charger to life for now, but Mantis chasing him down, as Reeves will still go down to the Weaver on the other side. In comes another soul assumption, that gets the kill in the end. Now Moon wants to go for Mantis, we still have the Weaver or the Venomancer in this, he goes down, Mantis running for his life, Moon might be able to get it with his Chikushi, can he get it? He can. Double kill for Moon. Back comes Reeves, seeing if Equal needs some help. In comes an Impale, perhaps. Yeah, under the tower, however. That might be trouble for Moon. He is visible. He tries to juke it out. Equal, of course, still in chance of dying. There is still a Shikushi. There he goes. Maybe he can get a kill for Equal. No, gets slowed down, but it doesn't matter. Shikushi is there. Moon will live. And in the meantime, Clockwork goes down to the top lane. That was the first showing of Doom getting himself an upend. I mean, showing of Doom, the hero, because he didn't actually use the spell for that kill. But he did get the Clockwork, who is now 2 levels behind Cheshire Cat's Doom.
Yeah, Clockwork was getting the advantage in terms of farm, but he's starting to struggle more and more as Doom is getting those levels up. And that's going to be kind of problematic. Once again, the Doom is starting to get rather big.
Look mid. What the fuck is in trouble? Getting ganked up. 2 supports helping out. And Snare is there. The Gale is there, of course. Very strong up against the TA. And that's going to be a kill going the way of ZXC. Exactly what we said might happen. Supports helping out. And then indeed ZXC would take the kill. And of course, one thing that we didn't even mention is that Venomancer is so incredibly strong up against the TA. The refraction gets just put out almost instantly with all those poison ticks going off. So pretty strong win, or yeah, mid lane win now for Power Rangers. They haven't won the bottom lane though. They have won the top lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Things are definitely looking pretty okay for Power Rangers. Anytime you have your Doom, or any carry realistically, safe lane, farming pretty well, completely annihilating basically at this point whoever his opponent is in the matchup, it starts to get pretty good for you. And they're not doing terribly in that tri-lane versus tri-lane anymore. Moon has survived and even got that kill on Alchemist in the last engagement. And then with a gank in mid lane, they have a little bit of an advantage there. The farm is still going pretty okay though for NEXT.kz, so things are even, all things considered. I just don't know when it's going to, something's going to break, and if Power Rangers are able to keep getting the advantage in kills, it's going to likely go their way in the near future.
The Sharkat gets hooked up on, he tries to TP out, but he won't be able to, he's dead. That's a big pickup. Nice hookshot coming in from Stalkat. That's a pretty big pickup. You said something needed to break. Well, that definitely broke the top lane at least. I think in terms of Power Rangers, the Storm is the one to be doing the breaking. He is definitely a mid-game dominance hero that right now, with his ultimate up, with him being level 7, with him of course already having 1 kill on his name, he is one that can break the game for them and can allow Doom and Weaver to get more farm up and to start dominating the map all over. But for now, he has to be careful because he is not yet in the stage where he can actually solo kill the Templar Assassin, which is the one to break things on the side of NEXT.kz.
Yeah, things are definitely okay, and whenever you get that kill on Doom, it's going to be good. I'm surprised he went there. I guess he was trying to get the rune, but it was a good hook shot to cancel the TP. He was about to escape, and then Clockwork from really far away was able to break it. So it's a good kill, and they're going to be able to hopefully move around on the back of that. Doom has built Arcane Boots 28 times. I'm pretty surprised that Doom went Arcane actually. He usually doesn't. Yes, most common after phase boots.
What the fuck? It gets doomed. He'll get killed off. Gets still put in cogs. No deny. Storm gets a kill and comes a hookshot actually up on the Storm. The battery assault being there, he can still zap himself away though. He's not even gonna waste the mana for Stalkat getting chased down. Zap up the high ground. That's gonna be ZXC going for Stalkat. Can he actually get it? Get slowed down. Ooh! Well, that's a good reason to go for mana boots. Spamming out more shockwaves. Nice flare. Almost kills off ZXC, who now is out of mana completely, but he's gonna be fine. Maybe he's lucky? No, he's not lucky. The rune is bottom. That would be a lucky rune, but nope. No rune there. And yeah, I kind of like this Doom. It looks like we're gonna see a Mechanism Doom. We've seen this before. And he is one of the heroes that can actually get those items up very fast because of the way he farms, and of course because he won the top lane regardless. He's actually sitting on 35-3 with Clockwork sitting on 45-9 right now, but because of his Devour, he gets more out of his top lane. And he is going to be having a fast mechanism, and nobody else on Power Rangers. I mean, Naga Siren and Venomancer. I mean, they're nowhere close of even having to dream about the mechanism.
Definitely true. I'm really unfortunate there in that chase on Clockwork. ZXC on the Storm Spirit jumped up to high ground, was about to make the big play, and then his hero auto attacked to creep down the cliff to break the overload buff. I think if he had been able to get that off just the slow, and the bit of extra damage at Clockwork would have been enough for that kill. So it ends up allowing Clockwork to get away. He almost loses his life as well, the Storm Spirit, to the Flare. But yeah, I think the mechanism, once it comes out on Doom, will be a pretty big deal, especially if they want to get involved in pushing very, very soon. I'm not sure if that's necessarily the strategy they're going to want to go for, but you don't really want to allow Alchemist to just have space to farm. He's definitely the kind of hero who can come back very quickly once he starts getting those points in Grievel's Greed.
Yeah, you've got, hey, look at that, 27 out of 117. Is that not the same amount as the Mana Boots? Ooh.
I'm not sure. It would
I
make
see
sense.
correlation.
You really need the mana pool to try and use the mechanism, because he doesn't really have a very good mana pool. With the Arcane Boots picked up, he's got 640 mana, so that means his pool would be 390 right now without them. Not particularly good.
No, not if you want to go be able to and use your mech and use your spells, of course. That's it's almost going to be impossible. We've got Alchemist picking up a level in Grievel's Greed though, but because of what you just said, you need to make sure that Mantis has a tough time. There's actually 4 people bottom. Power Rangers that decided, you know what? Mantis likes to farm bottom lane, we're going to destroy bottom lane. So it's the tier 1 tower that's taking some harassment. So fortification gets used, so it does force Power Rangers slightly back, but they use the song. They're gonna try to initiate, they find Mantis. There's also still Reeves around, but they go for Mantis, of course. Reeves still gets an impale up by Cheshire Cat. Mantis tries to walk back towards his tower, but I don't think he'll be able to make it. Still lands a stun before he dies. Cheshire Cat locked inside it. The cogs from Stalcat. Still Venomancer already dead. In comes ZXC, and the Doom is up on Reeves, who tries to get himself out, but he won't be able to. It's a 1-2-2 trade so far. Ooh, Vendetta, nicely done. The Doom runs out before he can do anything. Before Power Rangers can do anything, rather. That's going to be 2-for-1 trade in the end. It's a good trade for Power Rangers, a very good trade actually, because they take down 2 solo lanes, and they only lose a Venomancer for it. And they take a tower.
It definitely went well for Power Rangers for them to get those 2 kills.
I'm not sure why he came back. Why did he come back?
I don't know.
I mean, there's a sentry ward. Maybe he just wanted to get in range to try and deny and didn't realize there would be a sentry ward.
I feel like he dies even if he gets the deny off. Maybe that's worth it, but the way it works out now, it's just terribly, terribly not worth it. And that's obviously a high risk play, because this could just be what happens. You don't get the deny and you get killed, so you're just feeding them even more gold. Yeah, it went well for Power Rangers for them to be able to get those kills, and if they can continue keeping this kind of pressure on, it's going to be pretty good for them. Doom should have that mech done. Yeah, it looks like he does. It's on the career. And that's going to really enable them to continue the pushing like this with that mechanism pickup now. They won't just have the armor buff, they'll also have the heal to heal themselves and the creep wave back up. So probably looking for them to just kind of go for another tower as soon as they can, and it looks like mid is the next one on the plate.
Yep, we do have a Shadow Blade now up on the Templar Assassin though, so that might help NEXT.kz to have a bit of an answer to the aggression coming off from Power Rangers. We also got Alchemist building towards Shadow Blade, but he still needs 300 gold, so he's still a bit off actually, only 100 gold actually, so he is he's close by, but he's not having enough yet to try and make a difference here in the mid lane. Tier 1 tower goes down uncontested, and we have got Power Rangers. Logical approach. The last tier 1 tower is going to be the goal. Tier 1 tower top, where Reeves and Stalcat are hanging around, and I'm thinking they're not going to be able to defend it by with the 2 of them, so perhaps they just should either back off or call for reinforcements, because otherwise it's going to be a painful ordeal. Nice cogs actually. Still though, with those mana boots, Cheshire Cat's actually doing quite nicely on mana, otherwise he would be out of mana now right now. Maybe that's why he wants to have the mana boots.
Yeah, it's really tough if you are burning all your mana and you go for this kind of build, especially with the cogs, of course, pushing him back and burning his mana repeatedly. They're trying to stop this push as long as possible. It's allowing everyone to sort of get back up here, but Mantis in the bottom lane looks like he's probably going to lose his life.
Oh, Mantis in the bottom lane, TP is coming in But it's gonna be the tower still destroyed. Alchemist does go down for it, but well, he didn't get the last hit. I wouldn't actually call that all that favorable for him. Ooh, hook shot on the top lane. Gets himself the Venomancer, who still lands a Gale, but it's not enough. He ends up going down. Nice pick off. In comes a trap. Looking for J4. The Shadowblade giving that extra movement speed. There will be a melt hit. J4, can he actually make something happen? They know who's the real one. That's going to be a melt hit. And this should be J4 dead. Refraction allowing Motherfucker to dive. One more hit needed. Can he get the speed up? The trap is still there, slowing down J4. He has got face boots as well. Oh my god, in comes the song. And that might be actually a turnaround. Will there be more people coming in? No. J4 will just get himself out. We still have people coming in though. In comes a snare up on Motherfucker. In comes the Doom. Looking for Stalcat. Finds Stalcat. Doom has been used. Nice stomp coming off as well as Naga Siren has still been taken down by Motherfucker. Shouldn't have stuck around there. Is TPing out on the eyes of the Venomancer. Stalcat will end up going down for familiars. Are they enough? Stalcat. Oh my god, the wolf. Oh my god, Stalcat with the phase boots. And he still has 15 stick charges as well. He's gonna live. Nobody of NEXT.kz actually died. And the Naga Siren still ended up dying. Brilliant fight for NEXT.kz. They only get one hero, but it's still a brilliant fight.
Well, they also got the Venomancer at the sort of start of that chase. He was just such a low level that he respawned by the time the fight was concluded. So it definitely went well for NEXT.kz up there for them to get the 2 heroes. It's only the supports, and they did lose their carry in the bottom lane. But, oh, they also got the tier 1 top, so things definitely went well for NEXT.kz then up in that top lane there. So we'll see what's going to go on now. Power Rangers back up in this top lane. I still feel like they want to get this tier 1 down, but they're not having a lot of success thus far, and with only the heroes they have there right now, I think it's going to be too easy to just stop the push.
Yeah, and they're not even gonna try anymore. I mean, you're right. There are only 3 of them right now, and previous time they were there with 5, and they didn't even get them down. So, not gonna happen for now. We also have the Doom on cooldown and the Song on cooldown, which of course is a pretty big deal if you want to try to go for a 5-on-5 fight. We do now have got Motherfucker with a lot more aggression in his blood because of his Shadowblade. He's going for BKB next, goes for a hit. Actually, didn't get the melt hit off, which is kind of a shame. But I guess he just wants to use that first Shadowblade hit first. But oh well. Now the familiars scouting out that there's a lot more people here. In comes the Ball Lightning. Finds himself equal. You just resummoned his familiars. Down goes the Venomancer still though. Visage still got picked up, but it's a 1-for-1 trade so far. What the fuck? I'll get himself out. Here comes a hook shot up on ZXC. ZXC, quite a low on mana. Still is able to zap himself out. A Cheshire Cat. He can't zap himself out of anything. Will end up going down. J4 TPs himself out as Storm Spirit dies. 3-for-1 Visage. Again, NEXT.kz, it looks like the items that they finished, the Shadow Blades, are allowing them to play their game and are allowing them to be as aggressive as they want to be, and it's paying off. And it's paying off good.
Anytime you're able to transition that aggression into a lot of kills and then towers, it's always a great thing. So it is going very, very well for NEXT.kz thus far. Unfortunate from Reeves, he went for that Impale on creeps right as heroes arrived. I think they could have just set up kills on those supports.
Yeah, oh, J4 in some trouble there. One more hit needed, and with that haste rune, you're dead. Down goes one support onto the next, onto the Venomancer. Boom, you're dead. Double kill for Motherfucker. Moon still in here. TP in as well from the Doom. Are they gonna stick around? Looking for maybe a Doom. There is a spell for the Doom up, as in the Doom spell, and he goes for it. Motherfucker is gonna be the target. He's trying to run for it. In comes the Storm as well, trying to slow him down, but the haste rune is still ticking. Now only it's off, and the Vortex is there. Motherfucker will get picked up. Finally, Power Rangers get themselves the Templar Assassin down. Now on to the Visage. He'll get picked off as well. And that will be 2 kills going the way of Power Rangers. And 2 kills that they desperately needed, as they had to get some revenge for their supports getting picked off over and over again. And excellently themselves also getting picked off over and over again as well.
Yeah, that almost went very, very bad. With the Doom being almost completely wasted. Fortunately, Storm Spirit was willing to expend basically his entire mana pool to catch up to that TA. That's why you don't typically run up and Doom someone with haste unless there are disables around to hold them in place, because they're just going to walk away from you. But it ends up going well. They get the kill on the TA, and now they're going to try and transition into a Roshan. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get it though. They aren't doing it particularly fast, and Clockwork's getting in position to maybe try and go for a steal.
Yeah, there is a song, of course, which will definitely help, and perhaps J4 is just going to use it preemptively. You know, in comes a hook shot, up on 2, gets the cogs up on 1, in comes a Vortex, though, Stalcat, slightly preemptive in entry for him, and he ends up going down. We also see the Venomancer getting picked up, in comes the song, allowing everybody of Power Rangers to just get the Aegis, get out, and start to prepare for a fight. Equal will be the target first. He's already picked up. In comes an Impale, but Tudor Cheshire Cat taken down. Looking for the next one. It is J4. Still gets in his snare, but still gets picked up. Now ZXC will have his Aegis burned or not. What the fuck? Looks for it, but he's taking a lot of damage and he can't hit the high ground. Oh my god. Storm Spirit does not lose his Aegis. Gets himself a double kill and gets himself also the Orchid complete. That's gonna be a team wipe on the side of NEXT.kz, and I can't help but think that if Wadafucker just walked up a little bit more, he would have had that kill. Did he actually miss? Because it seems like he missed.
Yeah, I think he was missing. That's the only explanation I have. Otherwise, there's pretty much no way Storm should have survived there. I don't even think ZXC was expecting to survive there. He was just expecting to pop Aegis, but I think that was just a series of misses that allowed him to walk away. It ends up working out pretty well for NEXT.kz. A lot of kills being traded. And kind of one of the downsides of Power Rangers and this lineup is if they fight in that acid spray, their heroes go down very, very quickly. Doom does not really have that much armor, and the acid spray is completely burning through him.
Doom just got melted. Like really, he dropped so fast. It's pretty sad for Cheshire Cat. Of course, Power Ranger in the end still winning the fight. Pretty decent. I also think, I mean, Weaver on that fight already had the Lincoln Sphere, of course, which he finished quite fast. He also has a Minthor Hammer, so he's starting to build up towards the Desolator. And Moon is looking pretty scary right now. He's been involved in 11 kills out of the 18. And he's only died once so far, so he's doing pretty well. And of course, the time that he died was on the bottom lane, very early on in the game, so it didn't really have that big of an impact in on his gold progression. And he is doing really well. And they're rotating towards the bottom lane. Looks like Power Rangers are gonna try to continue their push of death. 5 heroes on the bottom lane onto the tier 2 tower. Of course, they left the tier 1 top for what it was, but why not? Why not go for tier 2s? They have an Aegis after all. Can always take down tier 1s.
And it looks like NEXT.kz are going to go for the trade here up in that top lane. Putting some good damage on the tier 2 as well. They're not committing as much to it though, so if this is a trade, it's definitely better for NEXT.kz. And yeah, it just ends up being a trade. So it's good by them to be able to avoid that fight with the Aegis still up on the Storm Spirit. He also has the gem picked up and finished his Orchid at this point. So the Storm just got a lot scarier for them.
Yeah. Anybody that he jumps up on, I mean, silenced off and just killed off. Of course, it also opens up Doom to maybe focus his Doom upon someone else, because you can silence up one and of course then Doom another, because you're not going to use it on the same target. I think that's pretty neat. Cheshire Cat has been trying to Doom up Wadafucker so far, which is a good choice, because of course you don't want him to Shadow Blade or to refract, put refraction on, etc. But now even maybe also with just a silence with an Orchid, if they know that Shadow Blade is on cooldown or they have detection, they can just focus her down. However, she did just pick up a BKB, so that's gonna help out and up against the Orchid, maybe forcing the Doom out on her still.
Yep, BKB unfortunately not super effective against Doom. If you get the Doom off first, you can't even use the BKB, so
yeah.
It won't work particularly well. It does save you from the damage though if you manage to get the BKB off, but it still makes it very difficult to fight, especially for a hero like TA who so relies on using her abilities to do as much damage as possible. Both Meld and Refraction are just so important for damage in these team fights. And even Shadow Blade, since she did decide to pick that up first. We'll see how it ends up working out for her if the BKB has a ton of effect. It does help against stuff like Venomancer. That Venomancer can do a lot of damage to a low HP hero, like Templar Assassin. You don't really want to just let the Poison Nova slowly tick on you over the fight until you're low on HP and get picked off by a Storm Spirit or something.
Yeah, in the meantime, we have got almost a mechanism up on equal. I mean, that's one thing that, of course, we saw earlier on. We had Doom with a very early mechanism, and that allows Power Rangers to just be so threatening and in 5-on-5 fights, as they're now, by the way, standing in between the two tier 1 and tier 2 tower. In comes a song. Still there. Cheshire Cat still in the cogs. There goes the song off. BKB turned up by Wadafucker. That's Doom already down. On code to J4. J4 dead. Reeve still get picked up by ZXC in the back end. But ZXC now realizing he is not going to win this fight. He has to back himself out. It was the Venomancer getting picked off. Still Moon and ZXC, the last two alive, will get themselves out. No Aegis burned. No gem lost. But oh my god, that was, again, such a fast melting Doom. He really needs some extra armor.
Power Rangers just have to be really careful whenever they take those fights, that they're not just getting caught in that acid spray. It just does so much damage. It's very, very effective against them
Yeah,
as a
they-
team right now.
level 4
They're
as
gonna
well.
go for Wadafaka, and
Yeah.
I think they'll get him.
The silence is there as well. There goes the level death helping out. Weaver with a kill. Weaver with the Desolator as well, so that will help them reduce some armor of the TA as well, of course, and of the Alchemist, maybe more important. Alchemist, who are starting to build up towards that Assault Cuirass. If he has that up before Doom has anything else than he has right now, that will be even scarier for Cheshire Cat. That armor, it's really no joke. It's really no joke. Scary stuff.
Definitely, if they're able to just give all that minus armor, it's gonna be rough. They're having a lot of trouble right now already. I just don't know if they're going to be able to take these fights if they continue going this way and getting kind of just burned down. TA plus Alchemist, it's been a pretty potent comp thus far, but when they're getting these pickoffs on Templar Assassin, it does make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, we've got Venomancer sitting on 0, 7, 12. We've got 19 kills for NEXT.kz. 7 of those are up on Fnushka. He is still level 8, so he doesn't have his level 2 ultimate, as we have got the Storm Spirit picking off Alchemist, of all people. Orchid helping out for that. Alchemist was farming Ancients, and well, shouldn't do that when there's a ward there for your enemy team, basically. Cheshire Cat still, or ZXT still taking a lot of damage for that, though. Oh, in comes Moon. Oh, that's one familiar down. That's gonna be another familiar down too. No, he gets a stun off. The bug still hit up on Reeves. The familiar should be able to get away unless there's a Gemini attack for Moon. Never mind. 100 gold for Cheshire Cat. I think he's gonna be happy with that. I think the familiar just flew the wrong way.
Yeah, it's all looking okay. Alchemist really... I'm surprised he got picked off there. He took a lot more damage fighting those Ancients than he really needed to, and that's very, very dangerous. And now another kill.
I mean, this was
Venomancer, though.
Yeah, this is just a TA that was gonna farm, and then oh, there's a Venomancer with the double damage rune. There's really no question of if she's gonna go down. It's just how fast is that Venomancer gonna go down, and that was actually pretty fast.
Yeah, definitely to be able to just basically instantly kill the Venomancer with that DD and Shadowblade. So it looks okay there. It's not as valuable a pickoff, certainly, as the Alchemist going down for the other team.
Storm again picking up a hero, Nyx Assassin this time. Just picking up heroes left and right by himself with that Orchid. He's really making it work for them. I mean, this is the kind of Storm that you would expect to see.
Yeah, it's surprising to see that these supports are wandering around alone and getting picked off. First the Venomancer in the mid lane just getting killed by TA, now Nyx is down. In this bottom lane gets picked off by Storm Spirit, so we definitely need to be playing a little bit more careful. Both teams definitely have heroes who can punish you for being out alone. Storm Spirit is great, Templar Assassin's also great, Nyx Assassin, Weaver even. All these are heroes that are gonna pretty much kill you if they ever find you by yourself.
Especially if you're a Venomancer, who, by the way, is once again roaming around by himself. He is fairly safe right now, though, because there's no vision for NEXT.kz. I mean, he can feel maybe a bit more safer than normal because of that gem. ZXT, of course, having the counter warding going on, which is pretty neat. NEXT.kz, on the other hand, they still have got some wards up, so it's not completely safe for that Venomancer. And of course, the moment that he shows himself on the lane, we already saw what happens then if the TA actually finds him. We have got NEXT.kz being extra careful, though. Maybe waiting until that Assault Cuirass is ready. Maybe waiting until Power Rangers tries to make a move again, because so far that's been the most successful thing. Either Wadafaka has been finding people to pick off, or they can find people to... or they can find Power Rangers to try and make something happen, and then NEXT.kz moved in first and gets themselves a free fight. I mean, so far, the team fights that have been initiated by Power Rangers have happened in acid sprays and have happened going the way of NEXT.kz. Most of them. Not every.
Well, we're gonna have a smoke gank coming up from NEXT.kz now, and it looks like they might find Venomancer, who's probably not their ideal target.
Not at all. We have a Vendetta being used as well. Hello. Here comes an Impale. Mana Burn, you're dead. Well, that's indeed, I mean, it's not the most ideal target, but maybe they can catch some more. We still have got Moon hanging around here, tries to Tsukushi himself away. They know where he is, though. And ZXC has an Invis rune, gets himself away as well. And if that's one thing that NEXT.kz doesn't have, it's a gem or detection, because, well, detection they probably do have, but not a gem. Because that's in the hand of ZXC, who actually finds Mantis, silences him up. BKB gets turned on, he tries to turn it around. He has got a stun looking to throw it out, but he can't find that Doom or that Storm anymore, because he zips himself to the high ground and TP's out. Good reaction from Mantis, but it does cost Mantis his first BKB charge, which was 10 seconds, and now he's down to 9.
Yeah, just kind of both teams sort of playing footsies with each other right now in the Radiant jungle. We see Alchemist almost getting picked off, and Venomancer is the one who goes down, which is unfortunate for Venomancer, but somewhat fortunate for Power Rangers. For them to lose that hero and not end up with Storm or Weaver being the ones who get initiated and just go down very quickly. So it is what it is. We're going to see the Roshan respawn now, and Power Rangers immediately going for it, but all of NEXT.kz's here. This could be a pretty big team fight, and I don't know if Power Rangers want to take it.
And there's still the song from up the high ground, so Naga Siren, it's her job to land it and to start the fight off or stop the fight from happening. In comes the hookshot though. If you can catch out J4 before he can land a song, that's gonna be huge. J4 does get blown up. In comes the Vortex, up on Equal. Still alive for now. Mechanism charge keeps him up, ends up going down still. Down goes the Doom as well, as he's been picked up very fast. Mantis will end up dropping as well. The Aegis is already in the hand of Power Rangers. Roshan is already dead, and Clockwork is the last one alive on NEXT.kz. And he'll get picked off as well if it's up to ZXC. Can't kill yourself, ZXC. That would be kind of counterproductive here. And he might actually drop here. He doesn't have any mana. He goes down. Stelcut. Hey, Gem. Let's pick that one up. Gets a Gale, though. And I think he actually healed to go down. So that means that the Gem is back in hands of the Power Rangers in the Venomancer inventory, though. I mean, that's a fairly easy pick-up target. But the fight going the way of Power Rangers as well. Roshan going the way of Power Rangers. Aegis going the way of Moon this time, who is starting to be more present in fights than he has before. So this will be Power Rangers maybe trying to take down a tier 2. They're already starting to group up on that with the heroes that are left.
Moon is definitely getting to be a pretty large factor in these fights. We can just see him moving around, starting to deal so much damage with that Desolator, and the Crystalist picked up now. And with that Lincoln's is pretty resilient. So Weaver's going to start being the one that they're going to have to worry about. And thus far they've been using a lot of spells on Doom every fight. It's not going to end up working out very well for them, since Doom didn't really go the hard carry build. He went more of the supporting cast build with the mech, the drums, and the arcane boots.
Yeah, Mantis wants to fight mid here and wants to throw something out on... It's on Cheshire Cat. He's going to be on the high ground though. He's fine. Equal, not so fine. Gets picked up by Moon that came back from the bottom lane. Now Cheshire Cat gets chased down by Mantis, but Mantis still slowed by the Gale and won't end up catching out anybody. Maybe Whatafaka can do the job though, but he also can't get anything. Hookshot hits upon his teammate, not really successful, and that means that Power Rangers will live. They took down the tier 2 tower mid. They did some damage to the tier 3 tower bottom, actually quite a lot. This is only Moon's damage. Quite insane actually, and that's gonna be Power Rangers back on top. And look at that gold graph, it's plummeting towards the 7,500 gold in favor of Power Rangers, with the experience graph already in their favor, onto the 15k in favor of Power Rangers, and they actually still find the Doom, which they are able to pick off.
Not the strongest enemy I've grappled with.
Yeah, Doom finally gets chased down there. He was running for quite some time, but they do end up catching him out. We actually have a Bloodstone picked up by Storm Spirit, which is somewhat unusual. It's a rather late Bloodstone, but it definitely gives him some more survivability as well as the mana regen that you so desire on a hero like Storm Spirit. The reduced respawn time is also nothing to really kind of scoff at, because that can be very important as the game goes on. If he's able to just respawn and quickly get it back into a fight as a result of having this Bloodstone, even without buyback, it can be a big deal, especially if his team ends up on the back foot.
Yeah, look at Moon now. Look at Moon. He's so fat. He's almost at 20k gold. Oh, wait a second. That's gonna be Equal. He just tried to ward. He's gonna pay for that one. Hookshot in still. Stelka tries to save his life. Equal. Alive for now. Uses Mechanism, but goes down still. Stelka looks to be saving his own ass, though. He was able to stay alive. In comes a stun up on the Venomancer from the low ground. Is it enough to get himself some hits? And might be enough. What the fuck? I might be able to get that. In comes the ulti. I mean, the Venomancer still died, but he did his job. He forces everybody of NEXT.kz back with that Poison Nova. In comes EXE. Vortex in the cogs. Reeves might actually end up going down from this. Spike Carapace will try to help out, but no, he lives. He's fine. I was never worried. 44 HP. He's just fine. Peachy. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. Power Rangers, again though, I mean, they're sitting on the bottom lane. They don't have to Doom with him this time because he just really wants to farm some armor. He already got the plate mill, he just needs some more. And right now, why not try to go up for the tier 3 towers? There's no fortification up. In comes Mantis with a stun. Gets dodged, no still hit. Storm Spirit, in comes the Song, trying to help the Storm. Should be enough. Tier 3 tower still drops. TP out from J4. Oh, or not.
Nope.
Hook shot, J4, you're dead. That's gonna be a kill going the way of NEXT.kz. Can they actually catch more? Moon, he is still there. They don't know where he went to though because they don't have detection. Hiding by the tree. Oh,
I wonder what Moon's going for here.
Ooh. No, nobody saw nobody, so cool. What?
Okay.
Sorry?
I was curious as to why Moon was even hanging out still there. He's going to be able to finish the, go for the heart now actually with the Reaver pickup. That's a lot more strength and it's going to be pretty tanky now. Looks like he was going after Stallcat there, but not going to really be able to keep up with the Clockwork once those cogs are dropped.
Yeah, look at how suicidal Moon feels. I mean, he has got the Aegis. He's going to make it count. Equal will be his first target. Time-lapse back to where the position was. Brilliant use of a time-lapse. Will burn the Aegis, though. What a fucker helping out. In comes ZXC, though. Vortex up on Reeves. Reeves already picked up, but ZXC killed off for it. In comes Moon again. What's it go for Mantis? Look at the damage. Mantis still TP's out in time. Now, what a fucker up against Moon. In comes Cheshire Cat and Doom's up. What a fucker. The Shadow Blade is still there. But this is a Templar Assassin that picked up the gem. Has got the Doom on him. He is running for it, and I think he'll be able to survive through this. He should be okay. There's a big pickup, killing off the Storm Spirit, getting that gem back. It's instantly new gem bought though by the Venomancer.
It's somewhat unfortunate. Just good reaction times by Wadafaka there to get that Shadow Blade off. As soon as the Doom appeared, went the nope route, hits Shadow Blade, runs away, and unfortunately the Doom actually got off, so that Templar Assassin, the Doom is just kind of wasted and TA gets away regardless. It ends up going pretty okay though for Power Rangers. They get quite a few kills. They force heroes to go back and they end up just trading the Aegis that was going to wear off in the near future anyways. So Moon was just willing to say, oh, I'm going to stand here and attack and you can kill me, but I still have this Aegis.
Yeah, I have to say this time lapse was just brilliant. Just getting himself closer in range to Equal, so able to pick him off. Equal, who's not had the easiest of games. He's got himself the mechanism, of course, fairly late, but he got it after all. He's died 7 times this game. He also was able to pick up 7 kills, so I mean, he's been involved in 19 out of the 28 kills, which is definitely not bad. And actually, ahead or NEXT.kz, they want to smoke up. They are looking for a pick-off, perhaps, or at least a fight. We don't have the Aegis back up again on the Weavers, so that's going to be their window of opportunity. They won't be able to get a Roshan off it, though. It's still too far away, but they're going to try to secure their own jungle. Let's see what they can do. Wadafaka will be the first one in. There's, of course, a gem up on the Storm again. In comes the Poison Nova already. BKB still turned on by Mantis, but still slowed. Goes for ZXC. The stun was there. ZXC will get picked off. That's the first one. Mantis, though, getting bashed upon by Moon, and Moon gets himself the kill. Gem picked up again as well as the Nyx Assassin goes down. Weaver with a double kill. Now we see... Venomancer is still alive. We see the Doom up, but Wadafaka who ends up going down. Moon still alive, of course. He is. Of course he is indeed. Cheshire Cat taking quite a bit of damage, but it's the Clockwork that goes down. Triple kill for Moon. Will be an ultra kill soon. There we go. Wants to go for a rampage. Can he get Mantis as well? He really wants to get that rampage. Is there going to be a snare? Yes, there is. That might be the opening that he needs. It's going to be too late if he tries to go for it now, though. The sun gets thrown out, and Moon actually leaving his Naga Siren to die. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He gets a rampage. And now we'll try to back off. He's the only one surviving for his team. Picks up the gem, now runs for it from Wadafaka, who is the only one surviving from his team. And down he goes. It's a team wipe, but a rampage on one side. NEXT.kz getting, of course, a team wipe on the other. We had a buyback from the TA. We had a buyback from the Alchemist. And that's the reason why NEXT.kz was able to win this fight. Templar Assassin ending with 2 gems in her inventory.
So many gems in this TA's inventory. That was a really back and forth fight. It looked like it was going to be pretty bad for Power Rangers to start off with ZXC just going down so quickly to the Alchemist. The song, though, ended up kind of keeping the Alchemist split up. He gets just killed off before the song ends. And then J4 is able to survive a really long time on that Naga after almost getting killed to start things off and sort of going with the panic song. And they end up trading a lot of kills with buybacks. NEXT.kz is the only one with heroes left standing, but that's a very, very tough way to win that fight, because you spent a lot of gold just to sort of hang on, and Weaver got a ton of kills.
Yeah.
Has the heart finish, Daedalus, Desolator, and Lincolns. This is a very scary Weaver.
I think he's looking pretty happy with his inventory right now. Power Rangers, though, I think they want to take the next stages before they fight again. We have got Roshan up again in a minute. On the other side, NEXT.kz, I don't think they're going to allow Power Rangers to get the Aegis, or at least they want to try to make sure that it doesn't happen. Wadafaka looks for a target, looks for maybe, well, someone to pick up. He has to, like, he's outnumbered right now. He also has Reeves around. That might help. J4 The one with the song. BKB turned on. Impale's there. The Doom is still there. But what the fuck? But he did manage to get his BKB off. And he's fine for now. Now he tries to run. Still slowed. Running for his life. And oh, in comes EXE. That's going to be the end of what a fuck up for sure. As Doom still gets picked off. Mantis in this. Mantis looking for ZXC. Oh, not enough mana to reach the high ground. That might be ZXC down again. And his Bloodstone is already down to 5 stacks. So sad if he would die again. He doesn't end up dying again. Lincolns gets popped by the unstable concoction. Moon gets himself out. It's a 1-for-1 trade, which is definitely favorable for Power Rangers because they did take down the TA. Did they actually get the gem back, however, is the question. No, they did not.
It looks like Nyx has the gem.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think the other one might be on the courier. No, I don't know where'd the second one go.
It's in the base of NEXT.kz. So they,
oh, okay. So yeah, they weren't able to get the gem back, even though they did get that kill on Wadafaka. Weird-ish fight. really, really sloppy play by ZXC. He almost gets himself killed there with those leaps. He keeps going in from so very far away with his ultimate that he never has managed to do anything else once he gets in. And I could see getting the Bloodstone for that purpose, but he's not really gathering charges, so he's not getting a ton of mana regen out of it. Just not working out, I think, the way he really needs to. But he's doing a good job of initiating, just being able to set up these kills. I think TA might have been able to just get away without his entrance there.
Yeah, we're gonna see Roshan picked up by Power Rangers. NEXT.kz knew this was going on, but they can't really fight without their TA. I mean, it's just not possible. They need that damage, they need that meld strike, they need that crit as well. I'm actually curious to see why there's no Desolator yet up on their side, considering they have had such successes with burning away armor, and especially now Cheshire Cat's building up for some extra armor. I'm hoping for a Desolator at some point up on TA, who's level 22 by the way. The levels overall, we have 2 level 24s up on Power Rangers, with the highest level on NEXT.kz being 22, but also the 2 lowest levels on the side of Power Rangers. Experience graph, however, 15k in favor of Power Rangers, as Alchemist just ends up stunning himself there. But a gold graph also in favor of Power Rangers. 10k now after that Roshan and after that fight in their favor. And they're looking pretty solid still this game. And with that Aegis, they feel comfortable enough to go bottom and to just try and go for the Rex, because the tier 3 of course already dead.
They're already moving their way towards it. It should be their next target to really just take down a set of racks and secure their advantage while they still have it. Not really go for these really large fights that we've had throughout the game. It's kind of strange how they've been ignoring the base realistically and just going for fights, but here we go again.
Yeah, Reeves already the first one to get initiated on. He will be able to back off though in time. BKB's getting turned on all around. It will be ZXC that already is towards the low ground. Zapped in comes a Song trying to help out, trying to kill all the BKB targets, which is Mantis only at the moment. That Song leaving him vulnerable. In comes a Doom up on Motherfucker. The Impale still there. Soul Subject trying to stop Cheshire Cat as well, as Reeves still got picked off. And now what the fuck, he's on his way towards the base, we're getting slowed down. Courier, what are you doing there, buddy? No, he's back, he's fine. Still, 3 heroes picked up on the side of NEXT.kz, with nobody on Power Rangers dying. That will be Rex. Power Rangers, they're gonna try to rotate towards the tier 3 mid. Moon already bashing on it, and that should be taken down fairly easily. Stalcat does have cogs to try and slow it down, but they can't really fight without Mantis. Not at all, and this will mean that it might actually be a game. I mean, there is no way that they're gonna, or they can't really go for the tier 3 top just yet, because the tier 2 is still standing. But this is already such a big win for them that they might as well go for the tier 4s. Whoa,
they could certainly just try and go for tier 4s. As ZXC going for it.
Yeah, equal mechanism still there, actually, because locked in cogs. Buyback from the Alchemist, tries to go for it. What the fuck, already dead though. And that's the worst timing ever, because now Mantis' buyback is gonna be completely useless. Gets forced back, the GG gets called. Power Rangers victorious in this game. Luckily for them, they didn't have any issue with the lag. And it's good for them also, because they're gonna have to fight again, and this time it's gonna be up against Dusa. So that will be our last matchup for Starladder at the moment, and I think that's gonna be a great one, because of both Dusa and Power Rangers, I normally say the same, that they deliver in terms of entertaining games. And that means, well, either they cancel each other out, which I really hope they won't, or it's gonna be an amazingly fun, hectic game.
Yeah, this was definitely a pretty entertaining game. There was a lot of kills. Like the Statsman said, we had 26 assists on the Venomancer, which is like a 6th highest or something. 18 kills on Weaver, 3rd highest of all time. There were a lot of kills in this game. A lot of brawling, and it eventually just kind of all came to a head down that bottom lane.
Yeah, I actually just thinking Venomancer 0 kills, 11 deaths. He was on his way to where the Milk Award, but he didn't get it, unfortunately for him. We are going to jump ourselves to Power Rangers taking on Dusa. That will be our last match of the day. Of course, you're watching Star Ladder Star Series Day 11. 5 games in total today. This was Game 4. We're jumping ourselves to the 5th game. Stick around for more Dota action coming your way in just a moment.